Hello, hello, and welcome to the episode 3 recap. We're so excited. This time, what's really fun about watching is we don't know how far back or far ahead the other teams are compared to us. So when we're watching, we are shocked. Victor and Jocelyn, they crushed us. We felt like it was close. I was so impressed. So funny to see. So anyways, in the moment, we're opening the clue and we have to look for the travel agency. We think, okay, great, let's look for a taxi. Running around, finally we grab a taxi. We're so excited that we're heading to Vietnam. We get in the taxi and we tell the driver we need to go here. Yep, we knew that Victor and Jocelyn can speak some Thai, so we figured whatever they can work out with the agent is probably going to be better than what we can do. So we figured, yeah, we trust them, but also, of course, we, got the itinerary, made sure that it followed all of the rules, made sure that it was the earliest flight possible, double-checked it, and so we figured, fine, all right. We had been working with them a little bit in the previous legs, so we had some trust built with them. Yeah, we love them. So we get the itinerary and we take off to the airport. We get there. And what's weird is they didn't let you check into the flight until I don't even know, it was 2 hours before the flight or something. So when we're in the back of the line, this line is taking forever. And that's the worst feeling in The Amazing Race. We've watched for so many years, and if your flight gets delayed, bye-bye, good luck. You're racing for last now. So we got nervous, but luckily we knew that there was another late flight at 7:55, so we felt okay. Yeah, we started playing a game where we were like, okay, let's see who can find the scooter that has the most people on it. And I think the record we saw was 5. There was a little kid, the big brother, the mother, the father, and then the grandma holding onto the back going through traffic. Yeah, it was really impressive. I remember seeing that and hoping that was not going to be our challenge. Put a full family on a scooter and see if you can balance it. Yep, and we had been working with them, so that was good. Anyways, we get on the bus, and luckily ours took off before the other two teams. So we were pretty excited about that, and I have to admit, that bus was awesome. I loved it. It was so comfortable. I just felt terrible for the locals because you're required to take your shoes off getting onto the bus, and my feet smelled horrible. You could see the stink lines coming off my feet. It was like it was a cartoon. I mean, it was brutal. I felt so bad that they had to smell me. Yeah. And we were like, great, all right, lay back. And what's interesting was the bus has a TV screen, and the driver was choosing whatever they wanted to watch, and they kept picking like Dua Lipa music videos. I was like, oh, okay. It's nighttime. I kind of want to sleep. Yeah, you were lucky you didn't have to listen to it. The music just kept going. I was like, wait, please turn it off. Anyways, we get to our stop, and we were the first team to arrive, compared to Morgan and Lena and John and Greg. We get into our taxis, and I think you said that Victor and Jocelyn had left before us, right? We were so lucky that you saw that. We ran over, we grabbed the last 5:45 time slot. So lucky. We weren't totally sure, but I think we figured it was going to be the two from the first flight, so Joe and Ian and Joel and Garrett. Anyways. So Ian and Joe, Joel and Garrett, Steve and Annalie, and all three of them, that was pretty much our first time interacting with them. We hadn't seen them since LA. Yep. The driver refused to turn off early. We had to follow the one-way, roads of the river. So we said, bye-bye, Dragon Fruit Boat. We'll be back. And we knew from the beginning that we didn't want to skip one, because then you'd have to follow that system, go all the way back around. So we wanted to avoid that at all costs and just start at the top. Yeah, luckily, when we were in line, I saw Morgan and Lena use the express pass, and I was pretty surprised. A lot of people have been freaking out online about it, whether it was a good idea, bad idea. It's so hard to answer because now you've got hindsight bias, and it's always going to be 2020 looking back and say, oh yeah, that was a bad idea. But in the moment when I saw that, I thought it was a good idea because the market was crazy and you had to wait in line. Yeah. So I saw that, and, obviously now we know it's a keep on racing leg. So, maybe they could have held on to it, but in that moment, I think it was the right decision for them. Anyways, we get the clue. And my favorite part here, my favorite part of the day, you didn't see it, but when we get to the dock and you take off just running, I was waving you down, come back, here's the clue. There's a man just awkwardly standing here holding a bait and tackle box. Obviously he was planted to hold our clue. And you were like, are you sure? And he just opens the box and hands us a clue. That was funny. Anyways, we get the clue, paper or plastic. Agreed. And I feel like with that one, it said you have to make 12 or do one correct. So I think with 12, that's just learn a process, do it over and over again. And I feel pretty confident. But doing something once means if you mess up, you start all over again. That kind of challenge scares me a little. So I think we steered towards the rinse and repeat. And that was our first experience since LA getting to a challenge, and there's already a bunch of other teams there. So I think that, put us into even more of a hurry, and we figured it out pretty quick. Yes, and I had a feeling that they were going to nitpick and not let us finish it on our first try and tell us to remake one. So we figured, all right, fine, let's just quietly make a 13th, throw it in there, and then when they say no, that one's bad. And honestly, that one was really bad. It was pretty thick in the middle, started becoming like kind of flaky. So I remember when they said no, you need to redo one, I said, count again. And they were like, wait, what? And I remember the guy looked at me and I said, count again. And they count and they go, oh, yep, you're good. Here's your clue. We were so stoked. So we take off, we're in a hurry. And you see on TV, we get to Phil and he says, you're team number 3. We are shocked. Then what's funny is, you see that we were so pumped when Phil gave us that next clue. Why was that? Yeah. And for me, there were 2 reasons I was so excited. One, a keep on racing leg is iconic, amazing race. That's just you see it on TV and you go, holy cow, they all look exhausted. They got to keep going. I can't imagine. And now we don't have to imagine it anymore. We're doing it. So I was so excited. It's real. It was real. We are on The Amazing Race and we're in such a wild situation. That's incredible. But secondly, Phil said, you are team number 3. However, and my heart sunk. I thought, no. Don't tell us there's a time penalty. What did we do wrong? I started getting paranoid and freaking out. I didn't interpret that because when he said it, I was too rattled. I was heartbroken. I thought, no, I hadn't fully processed it. So I had frozen. And then he pulls out another clue and hands it to us. And I was like, oh my goodness. I just, okay, it's time to go. Let's go. And also, I gotta pay some respect here to one of my favorite stories that we learned about later in the leg, chatting with Steve and Annalie. Apparently, when they got there first and were handed another clue, Steve goes, can you check your other pocket? I felt so bad because, there's prizes when you come in first, and for this one, your prize is another clue. Steve is a funny man, so just had to give him the kudos for that one. So that's leg 3. Now we just wanted to do a couple short questions that have been sent in. First, did we have an interpreter with us everywhere? Yep, the rest of the time it was us on our own. We didn't have an interpreter with us, when we were getting taxis, whatever, we were independent. Question 2, do you get to chat and interact with the other teams after the pit stop? And that's why you'll see that we're all so excited to chat with everyone in the airports. We're always running up to people saying, oh, did you see this? Did you see what happened here? It's always fun and really, really enjoy that. Yep, we got red and we were like, perfect, go Cubs. That's it for this week. We're excited to see the rest of Vietnam. So hopefully everyone's watching and cheering for us.